Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be diving into the new collection from Laura Lee Los Angeles. This is called the Candy Skies collection. This is in collaboration with Laura Lee's niece, Eryn Weaver, and this is just the cutest little card. I love it so much. Laura Lee Los Angeles actually sent this over to me in PR. The collection launched on June 18th, but of course, as many of you guys know, I was gone for pretty much a month on vacation, and so this package arrived while I was gone. And when I got home and I was going through all my packages and I saw this box, I was super excited to kind of dive in and play with these beautiful pastel kind of colors. And I also loved this little card because Laura Lee is collaborating with her niece and they have such a cute relationship, and it kind of reminds me of my relationship with my daughter, who, by the way, is getting ready to go off to college, which I really can't talk about right now, so we're just not going to. So when I saw this card, it just kind of touched me in a few ways. First, we have the Candy Skies palette. It has 14 shades, and I'm living for this color selection. Many of you guys know I am not the best with color, but pastels are my jam. I am living for this color story. And particularly this summer, my love for pastel shades has grown. And so this palette is perfect for what I've been loving for this summer. So this palette retails for $45 on the Laura Lee Los Angeles website. In the collection, she also launched two glosses. One is a clear gloss and one has a little teeny bit of sparkle in it. You can pick up the entire bundle, which is the palette and the two glosses, for $59, or you can buy the glosses individually. The glosses individually are $16, or you can buy them as a set for $24, which is a pretty good deal. And we're gonna dive right into it. I've created 3 eyeshadow looks with this palette. It's really inspired me, and I've been having a lot of fun creating the 3 looks that I did with this palette. And these pastel colors have just really, I don't know, they've just given me a lot of like all the warm and fuzzy feelings. I can't explain it. So we're gonna dive in to the 3 tutorials that I created with the palette. And then of course we will jump into the swatches and comparisons. And then we will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. So let's jump into this video. I am so excited that she sent this to me. I don't think that they'll be watching, but if they are, thank you to Laura Lee Los Angeles for sending over this box, sending over this new palette, and the 2 glosses that were launched with the collection. I'm not the most colorful person out there, right? But I personally love pastels. If I'm gonna do a colorful look, I will always reach for the pastels over some of the darker, more bold colors out there in the color wheel. So this is the palette. So cute, right? And look at what's inside. So pretty. All of these pastel colors, I'm here for this. This shade right here, which is the shade Cloudy. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that shade, you guys. Look. Hold on. Look at that shade. Oh, I love that shade. Okay, hold on. I also got to go into Pistachio. Let's check this shade out. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Look. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So in the collection, she also launched 2 glosses. Now, this is her first time ever creating a gloss. So this one is in the shade Strawberry Sky. So this is just a clear gloss. And then we have the shade E-Bug. That's so cute, E-Bug. That's a cute name. Okay, so E-Bug has a little bit of sparkle in it, not a lot. So this is E-Bug, and you can see just a little bit of sparkles in it. And then she has one that has no sparkles in it. So we're just gonna put these on. So let me read what it says here on the box. So right here on the box, it says, a huge thank you to you guys for the ongoing support and love. Eryn and I have had the best time creating magic, aka Candy Skies. We can't wait to see your looks, and we hope you enjoy it as much as we do. XO, Laura and Eryn. So cute. So let's go ahead and jump into the first look with this palette. Gosh, there's so many different looks that I could create. That's the thing, is there's so many looks that I want to create. I'm going to start with this mint section right here. I'm going to take the Rephr number 2 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Mint Chip this one right here. Now I don't have any concealer on because I am going to be wiping these two looks off and doing a third look. But look at the pigment. I am going to place that here on the lid as well. Just a little bit. Like I'm not going to do like a full layer of it. I'm just going to kind of use that shade as a base. And I'm also going to bring it up and into the lash line. That shade is nicely pigmented. Now I'm going to take a blending brush and kind of blend that up and into the crease. I'm going to go into the shade Sky Blue, which is right next to it, and I'm going to pop that right here on the outer corner. That blue and that green is so pretty together. I'm also going to take Sky Blue and bring it right close to the lash line on the lower, just to kind of bring it together on both upper and lower. I'm going to clean this up, so I'm not really worried about this line out here. My shimmer shade, I normally have been really loving using the Smith 253 brush to apply shimmer shades, but I've lost it. Somewhere, I don't know where it's at, I got to find it, but I washed it and it went missing. So I'm going to use a felt tip applicator and I'm going to go into the shade Pistachio and I'm going to bring that all on top of the lid. Gosh, that shade's pretty. This is such a beautiful shade. Oh my gosh, that shade's pretty, you guys. Right? And I'm putting this on dry, by the way. So sometimes I will dampen the applicator, but this time I'm just putting it on dry. I want to use the shade Blue Raspberry, this one right here, as kind of a wing and put it like right here at the base and kind of wing it out just a little bit. So we'll see if it'll work. I don't know if it'll work, but you know, it's worth a shot. I'm going to take the E15 flat definer brush from Sigma and I'm going to go into Blue Raspberry and I'm going to put this like at the base of the lashes. Also at the base of the lashes on the lower lash line. I love that blue with that turquoise. It's so pretty. Okay, so I went ahead and threw on a lash with a little tiny bit of mascara. And as far as the eyeliner up on the upper waterline, I grabbed this color from ColourPop. It's in the shade Hustla. It's kind of a gray type of color. I didn't want it to be black because I didn't want it to be too much. And then I just grabbed a white eyeliner, which I have one from Tom Ford. It's called White Smoke. And so I put a little bit of that on the lower lash line. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I want to put this white shade on the inner corner. This is a matte shade, but I want to see what that shade would look like on the inner corner. So I'm going to grab a pencil brush and I'm going to go into the shade Marshmallow. I'm going to pop that like right here to kind of brighten that area. Oh yeah, see, I knew that would go pretty with that. And that white is extremely pigmented. That is so pretty. It just kind of brightened up that area, but this is the final look and I love this. My lash is kind of hanging on by a thread, so you know, I am going to be taking the lash off, but I love those shades together. And I love how easy this is. I love the shimmer. It's not too strong of a shimmer. No problem at all with the pastel shades that I used. So this is the final look for look number one. Let's go ahead and jump into look number two. Okay, so let's move on to look number 2. I'm gonna first go into Peach Ring. So I'm gonna go into Peach Ring and I'm gonna put that on the lower lash line first. I wanna see what it looks like on my skin tone. The pigment is there because that shade doesn't look like it's gonna have a lot of pigment in the pan, but boy, does it have pigment. I'm gonna grab the Refer number 13 brush and I'm gonna go into Peach Ring and I'm gonna bring that up here into the crease. Oh yeah, that shade really is pretty. I mean, look how pretty that shade is. And I like how there's a shade right below it that you can use to kind of darken it. So I'm kind of using this shade to kind of map things out and kind of, you know, bring that orange into the crease. And then I'm going to go into the shade Roasted Caramel. I am going to bring that right here into the outer corner and kind of blend that in. These shadows are so pigmented, like so pigmented. And they blend so easily. I am like impressed with the pigment. And I'm going to kind of pop that right close to the lash line. Okay, I'm going to grab the felt tip applicator and I'm going to go into the shade Sunset. And I'm going to bring that all over the lid. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at that shade. If I was ever going to create a colorful palette, this would be my jam. All of these really pretty pastel colors. This would be what I would do. I love these colors. Okay, I'm going to grab the blending brush and I'm going to go into Sunset. I'm going to bring that over top of those mattes here in the crease. I'm also going to bring it on the lower lash line. I'm just going to bring that shade Sunset like everywhere. You know, I am getting fallout, so you might want to do your eye makeup before you do the rest of your makeup. So I just went ahead and threw on this lash, and again, this is a very easy look. And when I put it together with the blue, it's a little bit much, but looking at it on its own, it's just really pretty, and I love those orange tones as just a very simple orange look. I don't have to combine a bunch of different colors together to make this beautiful. It's just really, really pretty. So this is the final look for look number 2. Let's go ahead and jump into look number 3, which is the final look. I've got everything wiped off, cleaned up, base is now set down. Let's jump into the third and final look. Now, I've been kind of swatching and I want to do something in this color story. Shade Macaron and the shade Cloudy, they are so beautiful. And I can't decide which shade I want to use. So this is Cloudy and this is Macaron. And then I kind of combined them together. I'm going to have to figure something out because I love them both. They're so pretty. Okay. Let's start with the lower lash line again. I'm going to go into the shade E-Bug. I'm going to grab this purple right here. I love that purple. It is such a pretty purple and it's blending so easily. And I mean, even though these pastel shades are hard to create, these mattes are incredible. I'm going to make sure that it's nice and packed here on the outer corner. And I think I'm also going to bring that on the inner corner as well. Now I'm going to go into the shade Pink Strawberry. Now Pink Strawberry is really pretty because this is the only matte shade in the palette that has a little bit of sparkle in it. And I'm excited to see what it will look like over top of this really pretty pastel purple. So I'm going to grab some of this. I am going to kind of incorporate that into this purple. See the pigment, you guys? Like, this is such a pigmented palette. These pastels, I mean, I think her formula is very underrated. Those two shades blended together is like so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I'm also going to take Pink Strawberry and put it over top here on the outer corner and also on the inner corner. I'm kind of just creating like my own little pink pastel, like pinky purpley pastel color. I don't know. I'm here for it. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm thinking, because I want to use both shades. I really, really do. I want to use both shades. So I'm trying to decide if I want to put Macaron on first and then put Cloudy over top. So if I mix the shade Macaron and Cloudy, that is what it looks like. This is what they look like separated, but together, they're complete perfection. Am I right? I know. Okay, so this is so exciting. I don't know why I'm so excited. I just am. Okay, I'm going to go into Macaron. And I'm going to put this on the center of the lid. You guys look at the shade. Look at this texture. Holy shamokies. This is so pretty. Now I'm going to take my brush. By the way, I'm using the flat definer from Sonia G. Now I'm going to go into the shade Cloudy. And I'm going to pop it right over top. Oh my gosh, that is just beautiful, right? Like, oh my gosh, those are pretty together. Now I'm going to take my flat definer from Sigma and I am going to go into the shade Sugar Mama, this shade right here. I am going to focus that right here at the base of the lashes. I wonder what it would look like if I went in with that purple. Let's try it on the lower lash line. So I'm going to grab that shimmer shade Mixed Berry and I'm going to put that right here at, oh. So this is Mixed Berry. Mixed Berry is like a really pretty violet color, but putting it over top of that kind of magenta color, oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the upper lash line over top of that magenta color. So for this look, I kind of went a little bit outside the box because I mixed two matte shades and kind of created a shade. Then I mixed two shimmer shades and kind of created a shade. Then I mixed a shimmer shade with a matte shade and kind of created like a really pretty like violet magenta. I don't know. It's just so fun. I'm having so much fun, you guys. Like, this is my jam. So I am back. This is the final look for look number 3. And I love the way that this look turned out. Even turned out better than I had imagined in my mind when I was kind of looking at those tones and seeing how I could kind of pull them together. Now, as far as the lippy, I went ahead and grabbed this shade from YSL. I'm kind of obsessed with it. This is in the shade, okay, so this is the Rouge Pure Couture, and this is in the shade number 59. I actually bought this, I believe, on the Nordstrom's website. I also went ahead and threw on the Strawberry Sky gloss over top just to kind of give it a little bit of a plump to it. So that's it for look number 3. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. I will try to compare this palette to other palettes that I have, but I don't know that I have a lot of palettes that have this kind of color story. So I will do my best, and then we will go ahead and jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Now that we've made it through the swatches and comparisons, I hope that those comparisons were helpful. The only other 2 palettes that I had in my collection that I thought might be similar to this is the Retrograde palette from Huda Beauty and the Natasha Denona Circle Local palette. I actually sent those palettes to a friend of mine who has a channel. His name is Gabe Loves Makeup, and I went ahead and sent them over to Gabe. I knew that he loved color, and I thought he would get more use out of them than I would, because especially the Circle Local palette, that was definitely a lot of color. This color story is definitely more my jam, and I really just did not have a lot that were similar to this color story. So I apologize that I really couldn't compare it to a lot of palettes. But let's go ahead and get into my final thoughts. I don't think it's going to be a surprise. I love this palette. This palette is everything I've always wanted in a pastel palette. And I really don't think that you need, unless you just love wearing a lot of pastel looks over and over and over and over and over, I don't think you need a ton of pastel palettes in your collection. This is probably the only one I will ever need. And the thing that I love about this palette is that all of the matte shades are extremely pigmented and very easy to blend. No hassles with any of the shades that I use, not one. And you guys know I like to keep it very honest. And even though this was set in PR, which I really appreciate, that would not stop me from being very honest. If I had issues with this palette, you would know about it. And I didn't have any issues. Everything applied evenly, very smooth, very beautiful, very easy to blend. And this will be my pastel palette when I'm wanting to create those really beautiful mint green eyeshadow looks, or even, you know, these pretty orange, like peachy tones, and the look I'm wearing. Like, if I want to create anything like that, this will be the palette that I will reach for. This is a very unique palette for me and my particular collection, and this gives me everything that I need. And I love how it's laid out. Like I mentioned, I am a type of person that if shades are laid out in a weird way, it will block me from being able to be creative. But the way that she laid out these colors made it so easy to dive in and just be very creative and feel like you can be creative. I love it. I think she knocked this palette out of the ballpark. Amazing formula, great price for the formula. I mean, you're getting 14 shades for $45. Great formula, great blendability. This palette is a 10 out of a 10. I don't have anything negative to say, not one. In fact, I really can't think of anything negative to say about the overall color selection. Like if there's a shade that I wish was maybe a different color, nothing. Like I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I would have done anything different in creating this beautiful pastel kind of candy palette. I'm here for it. It's so perfect. She nailed it. And I have to say, this by far is my favorite. I pretty much have all of Laura Lee Los Angeles's palettes. I don't know that there's been one that I haven't bought. I recently got put on the PR list, so all the other palettes I have purchased myself, and this is definitely by far my favorite from Laura Lee Los Angeles, and I'm here for it. I think it's amazing. Now, the two lip glosses, like I said, these are cute. The packaging is really, really adorable. Is it fully necessary? No, but they are a really decent gloss. I've been wearing it over top of my lipstick, and I don't feel like the gloss is too gumpy. It's not one of those glosses that kind of like make your, lips kind of stick together and it's too thick. I think my only complaint is that I wish these had more color to it, and being that it was created with her niece, I can see why she did something a little bit more clear, because maybe this would be more appropriate for more of the teenagers, but love this palette. Hands down, perfection. So those are my overall thoughts. Sound off down below in the comments section. Let us know, did you guys pick up this palette when it launched? If you did, do you love it? Do you not like it? Like, share with us in the comments section your experience with it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.